Okay, the battle to save deans in the Valley has dragged on for nearly 2 months, and now an uneasy truce has been struck between the school district, the teachers union, and the deans union.
Yeah, budget cuts could still spark new controversy, another lawsuit, or a district-wide teacher strike even, with a week left until students head to the classroom.
13 Action News reporter Sean Delancey shows you how the decisions could impact the first day of school.
Superintendent Jesus Jara says principals have submitted their budgets and they are balanced, but there's still no word on what was cut. Jara only says it's not teachers. 7 days from the first bell ring, unions in the district are still in a standoff as we wait to see exactly how those cuts will affect your kids.
It's time. Your kids grabbing their lead and hitting the books. Now under the watchful eye of administrative deans who weren't sure their job was safe. In early June, Superintendent Jesus Jara cut all 170 dean positions, then backtracked in a late July press conference.
We will not be eliminating the dean position.
Instead, Jara passed the budget balancing responsibility to principals, telling them to cut $98 a student. That's $6 million from middle schools and nearly $11 million from high schools. Jara's assignment came with stipulations.
We will not be making any cuts to classroom teachers. We will not be making cuts to support professionals or increase class size.
Principals also couldn't use their rollover money from last year or the cash left over when they hire subs instead of full-time teachers called attrition money to balance their budgets.
The language was you can't use any pending funds. Who would ever make a decision like that?
Stephen Augsburger represents the deans as executive director of their union, CASA. He says the budget restrictions Jara placed on principals could be grounds for another lawsuit. CASA had previously won an injunction temporarily blocking the elimination of dean positions in court, claiming the school district violated open meeting laws before cutting the deans and that Jara didn't have the authority to eliminate the positions without a vote of trustees.
Where he says, I'm in charge of all hiring, I'm in charge of all firing, I'm in charge of all budget administration. It's simply not true.
The school district doesn't comment on legal matters.
I can't speak for what the CASA is thinking about. I can only say that I'm within the rights of superintendent to balance our budget.
Augsburger says principals can cut the spots, and deans could still be on the chopping block, leaving his constituents still concerned for their jobs.
I think at this point the worry has simply doubled down.
Concern is still swirling for teachers, too. The budget shortfall was created in the first place to deliver a promised 3% across-the-board raise for teachers who are demanding the cuts avoid their classrooms.
We're going to strike.
CCEA Union President John Velardita says the strike teachers have been warning about since the legislative session would be called if any teachers or support professionals are cut or there's an increase in class sizes at any school. And though Jara says no teacher or support positions were cut in submitted budgets,
teachers weren't cut, support staff that were not cut, and as I trusted our principals to do the work.
CCSD could provide no details on what was cut, leaving CCEA in a holding pattern.
We are dead serious. There better not be a cut in that classroom. There better be a cut in a teacher. Short of that, there's going to be a strike, and it'll be at the beginning of this school year.
A CCSD fact sheet advised that principals, quote, have the ability to utilize all options to balance the budget with a focus on preserving classroom teachers and support professionals, leaving the door open for a cut in the class. Velardita says the strike would be district-wide if that happens, and happen despite strikes being illegal in Nevada.
When you sign your contract, you agree to never strike.
Augsburger stands in firm opposition to the proposed walkout, saying Jara should prepare to enforce strict penalties on anyone who steps out of the class, and the teachers union calling for it.
They should take court action right now to put teachers on notice so the first day they walk across that picket line, those sanctions kick in.
Velardita says they will review every budget cut before calling a strike. Sean Delancey, 13 Action News.